Welcome back. We just wrapped up a conversation previewing the state baseball tournaments. Now it's time to put softball in the spotlight. So we bring in our own Jody Norstead back in for that. And Jody, let's start with Class A.
Of course, that's where West Fargo has been the champion for 2 decades, but maybe that'll change this year. We'll see. Bismarck High was the runner-up last year. They earned the top seed after a great performance in the West Region tournament. They'll play a Cheyenne squad that can score some runs with Shea Weber as a big part of that offense. The Demons bring the bats too. They average just under 12 runs per game. If they want to have success at state, it'll come down to pitching though. 8th grader Logan Gromberg has been strong in the circle. We'll see if she can continue that success. Game 2 pits Fargo North against Dickinson. 2 teams that could honestly be in the championship conversation, but neither is a top seed. That's the balance I was telling you about. What I like about North is that they know how to get a bat on the ball. They're hitting .423 as a team, and sophomore Gabby Olick is really hitting her stride at the pitcher spot. They beat West Fargo last week. We'll see if they can spring another monumental upset. That's how good I think Dickinson is. It would be a monumental upset. I know the Midgets fell to Bismarck in the WDA semifinals, but this is a team that lost only 1 game in the regular season. We did the feature on standout senior catcher Jordy McNeely last week. She's going to be a 3-time All-State player. They have some really good young talent too. I think this could be Dickinson's year. Going back to the bracket, the Valley City Minot game is another contest that I could see going either way. Minot was playing really well heading into the WDA tournament, but had to settle for the 4 seed. They have some good seniors in Marisa Andresic and Riley Terrell. But the Highliners are peaking at the perfect time. They outscored teams 43-1 in the EDC tournament. You won't find a better starting pitching duo than Haley Schaefer and Becca Thompson. They've held opponents to 3 or fewer runs in all but 4 of the games this season. If they pitch like that in the state tournament, good luck trying to beat them. The final matchup on Thursday features Century and, yes, the 20-time state champs from West Fargo. The Patriots offense packs a punch with 6 players that have driven in 30 or more runs. A bunch of those players are freshmen and sophomores too, so this could be the start of a strong era for Century. For West Fargo, we saw that this machine is human after all this year with them losing multiple games to in-state opponents. But keep in mind, they only have 1 senior, and instead of focusing on keeping the championship streak alive, this group is focused on being the best version of themselves.
That's kind of what we've been saying like this whole year is we're not going for 21, we're just going for 1 because this is a different team than every other year. So we want to win it for ourselves and this team, and we have pressure, but we try to let it go just so we can play our game and play hard.
We can't do what we did 20 years. You can only play this year. So we're trying to win this year's title, and if we do, we do. If we don't, then we'll go back to the drawing board and try again.
Now, Packers head coach Pat Johnson reminded me yesterday, Kelly, this isn't the first time his team has opened the playoffs without the top seed. I think he's still confident his team can make some noise.
You can never count out the Packers. That is for sure with that history. But let's preview Class B right now, the softball tournament. And Jody, you want to start with the team you believe to be the favorites.
Yes, Central Cass is going to be tough to beat. They nabbed the top seed in the East and will face Watford City to open the tournament. The Squirrels fell 1 win short of a title last year, but this season they feel they have the championship formula figured out, and it starts with their top-notch pitching duo. In Class B softball, having 1 dominant starting pitcher is a luxury. Having 2, that almost seems unfair.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely critical. I know a lot of my peers are going into the tournament time and they probably have 1 pitcher, 1 go-to pitcher, and that's it.
The Squirrels, on the other hand, as you might have guessed already, have 2 top-end pitchers, and it's not something that happened overnight. No, junior teammates Lexi Boer and Peyton Richter have been developing team chemistry since they were in diapers.
We would always ride the bus home to daycare together. We'd always sit by each other.
We'd always watch movies together. We'd always hang out. Still to this day, we try to hang out almost every weekend and get together, not just sports or school.
Needless to say, they've been through a lot together. Perhaps one of the most nerve-wracking moments was the day they and a few classmates were asked to become the first 7th graders to join the varsity program.
At first I was kind of nervous because, this varsity program there have high expectations, but after a while you got used to the program and it was awesome to be on the team.
One thing I remember thinking is, boy, it's going to be fun having these guys for the next 6 years.
Lexi Boer.
This weekend will be their 5th state tournament together, and all the experience has helped mold these two into successful squirrels. This season, Boer has pitched 60 innings, recording a record of 8-1 with an ERA under 3. Meanwhile, Richter has logged 48 innings of work and sports a 7-1 record to go with her 3.67 ERA. Ask one for a scouting report of the other, and there's no hesitation.
I admire her strength, and even if she walks someone or doesn't hit her spot, the next pitch is even better.
She has a very nasty changeup, so that's really good for her. She has a good fastball, and the changeup can catch people off guards.
Now, Richter and Boer are no slouches at the plate either. They're both batting over .350. Richter is second on the team with 34 runs scored, while Boer is second on the team with 34 runs driven in. Here's a look at the full Class B bracket. DeLax Burlington is the top seed from out west. They bring a 16-1 record into the state tournament and allow a minuscule 2.4 runs per game. Meanwhile, their opponent, Northern Cass, is entering new territory with their first state appearance. And Nissa Hayden leads the team with 16 RBI. Thompson is the 2 seed from the east and will play Hart River. Just like the baseball team, the Tommy softball team can score runs. They lead the state with 14 per game, showing a little defense there. Hart River might have the Tommy's kryptonite, though. Abby Kessel has been fearless in the circle for the Cougars. The sophomore has pitched 114 of 115 innings for Hart River and has a 1.84 ERA. That matchup will be worth the price of admission alone. Let's chat about the final game. Bishop Ryan made the move from Class A down to Class B this season. The Lions lost 3 games this year, all to DeLax Burlington, all by 1 run. So don't be surprised if they make a deep run after having so much success at the Class A level. But their first test is far from easy. Kindred Richland's Teresa Clinard has been the top pitcher in the state the past 2 years. The Vikings offense needs to be better, though, if this team wants to make a run at 3 state titles in a row, and it sounds like they're well aware of that.
We've been in this situation before, a lot of teams that have not. We just really need to bear down, find a little grit and believe it.
Our defense has been amazing this season, and I hope it continues to be, and I think that's going to be a big thing for us this weekend.
Now, the Vikings made some great memories on that field last year in Jamestown. We'll see if they can do it again. Kelly, that's it for the tournament previews. Now we get to see how it all unfolds. Look for our web recaps on Monday.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Jody. When we come back, David Brown and our Midco Mag producer Josh Muntz are in studio to preview our summer slate for Midco Sports Magazine. Some great content is coming your way over the next few months. Find out all about it next.